Hey everyone, today I'm going to be making PK bread and I thought I'd show you how. I'm making 500 gram loaves instead of the 250 gram loaves, and what you will need is as follows. One 500 gram tin, metal, pre-greased with coconut oil. You will need, and make sure you get organic golden linseed. It must be organic. I've tried lots of different brands and lots of different styles and they don't rise as well as the organic stuff. I bought this on Amazon. I'll show you that closely so you can see which one it is. Okay. You will need, this is a really important part, and this was shown by Queenie on the Facebook site. Thanks to Queenie for this. This is an absolutely brilliant idea. This gets the loaves to rise. It's blonde Psyllium husk. It's organic as well. If you see inside the packet, it actually looks blonde. And this is key to getting the loaves to rise, and they will rise with this stuff. It's brilliant. I also, just for good luck, add some baking powder, a little bit. You will need a Nutribullet, and you will need a measuring jug and a set of scales to measure the water, because my measuring jug I found was about 30 fluid ounces out, so I weigh it instead. Okay, that's it. Okay guys, this is important too. I'm just about to blend up the golden linseed in my Nutribullet. I don't suggest you do it the way I do it. I suggest you buy a milling blade, because I actually angulate the machine, as you will see. So I've already measured out my 500 grams worth of linseed. And these are handy actually, because these come in kilogram packets, so half of that of course is 500. I put far too much in. However, that's to save time and energy really. You notice I've got my trusty seat here in case I get exhausted, and you will get exhausted doing this. I'm making 4 loaves today, so I don't suggest you do this. Okay, I do it for quite a long time on its side like that, so I mill it quite as fine as I can get it. So the linseed's a really fine flour now. That's quite important too. And then I simply just get some containers, whether they be saucepans or anything else, and put them in ready for the other ingredients. Okay, so now I've got my first 500 gram loaf, or at least the linseed powdered. I'm going to add the rest of the dry ingredients like follows. This is my blonde Psyllium husk. Measuring spoons, 1 heaped tablespoon, or times 4 actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that Psyllium husk is really going to help it rise. And to help it along, I add a teaspoon of baking powder. You actually might want to go for baking powder that's gluten-free. This is just the standard type. It's got some cornstarch in it, but not a lot per slice. It's very minimal. Okay, for those of you who don't know what to do with your old Dr. Myhill mix, you don't like it. I drink this every day actually. I don't mind it too much. Other people find it completely disgusting. But you can use this and add it with salt, so you can make your own sunshine salt up. Or you can go to the Dr. Myhill site and buy some sunshine salt for the bread. So I'm getting some good vitamins and minerals in this bread as well. I add about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberal spoonfuls of Dr. Myhill mix. I usually use Himalayan rock salt because it's got a lot of minerals in it, but I haven't got any, so just some table salt. And I put plenty in, because our diet doesn't have salt in it. And that's your dry ingredients ready to mix. Okay, so the loaves are ready to go in the oven almost, but I've got to mix them first. All the dry ingredients that I showed you are now in this bowl. This is a 500 gram loaf with everything else, the Psyllium husk, the baking powder, the salt, the Dr. Myhill mix, or the sunshine salt if you've got it. And I'm ready to put the water in. Now of course you're used to putting 270 grams or fluid ounces of water into a smaller loaf, but just double it, it's 540, and like I've said before, I actually measure it and weigh it rather than just putting it in the jug, because my jug was 30 ounces out. Crazy. My loaves weren't rising, but anyway, okay, so what I do is, it's got to be boiling water, it's just freshly boiled. I've zeroed the scale, or I will zero the scale with the jug, because you need to take into account the weight of the jug. And then I'm going to pour in 540 grams of water, almost precisely. It doesn't have to be absolutely spot on, but as near as damn it. And the next process is where you're going to probably need someone to mix for you, or this takes a really strong arm because the Psyllium husk sets pretty quickly. Okay, I've got 550 grams of water in there, doesn't matter, that's going straight in. Just splosh it straight into the bowl. Now I have to mix like bloody crazy, because the Psyllium husk sets really, really quickly. You have to get your arm into it and really, really go for it. Watch this set. It's boiling as well. Make sure you get all the ingredients at the bottom and the side of the bowl. And it's already starting to turn. It's really, really hard on my arm now. It's absolutely crucifying me. And to be honest, I feel a bit rough today, which is why I've got the seat. So anyway, see that's setting now, look. See it come together, it goes like Play-Doh. Once it goes to the Play-Doh type texture, you'll know you've got it right. And you don't have to fluff air into it or anything else. The Psyllium husk is going to do all the work in rising for you. Right, that's mixed. Okay, so that's one 500 gram loaf. I'm going to literally take it straight out of there. I'm going to squeeze it together. I'm going to get one of those tins. Thank you, Kerry. And I'm literally going to plop it in there like that. And once I've got it in there, I want this to touch the metal sides. It's the metal sides that makes this hot and gets it to really, really, really rise. So don't be scared of really, really pushing this down into the tin. Then I actually just curve the edges to make a nice loaf. And that is ready to go in the oven. Straight away, top shelf, and we'll see that rise in a minute. The oven's preheated to 220 degrees. You might want to go slightly higher than that, but if you do go higher than that, the edges will burn slightly, but it makes no difference to a slice of bread. The loaves are cooked. I'm just about to take the last one out of the oven to see what's happened. Have they risen or haven't they? Whoa. There's the last one. The oven's very hot. Hold it underneath there. So as you can see, that's a 500 gram loaf. It's risen perfectly, as have the three others. I'd like to give a massive shout out to Queenie for giving us the advice to put Psyllium husk into these loaves in the first place. Without those, they don't always rise. They sometimes do, they sometimes don't. It depends what brand you use, depends what brand you don't. But with these, the ingredients that I showed you in the first video, it rises every single time. I've batch cooked these, so I can now separate them into 3 parts, but wait until they're perfectly cool, otherwise it messes it up. And then I freeze them and it lasts forever. I'd like to give a big thanks as well to Craig and Catherine for the Facebook sites, absolutely superb, thank you. And a thank you for Dr. Myhill for starting this all in the first place. However, if you noticed there was an error in the video, I had a bit of an ME moment, actually more than a few ME moments, because I'm actually hanging at the moment. I mentioned fluid ounces. It isn't fluid ounces, it's millilitres. 1 millilitre equals 1 gram. So you can measure it or you can use the scales. And I prefer the scales because my measuring jug was out. Anyway, that's me finished. Peace and love.